Men are giving up on dating. And one of the reasons why is because of women's expectations. One of the main reasons why women have such unrealistic expectations is because of social media, and let me tell you why. So women are often fueled by what they see on social media. It seems like everywhere you look online, there are images of perfect couples, luxury, exotic vacation, lavish gifts, and this is very, very toxic because this is not even real. It's just social media. And these things create unrealistic standard for women because they expect that from a partner. And men feel like they need to be wealthy or constantly shower women with gifts to be able to measure up. And it's a lot of pressure. It can leave men thinking that they'll never be able to meet these expectations. And as a result, men are just giving up on dating because they feel like they can compete against those fantasy relationships that we see online. And I think it's very, very dangerous because it can lead to self-esteem issues as men feel like they're never gonna be good enough, and this can result in anxiety, depression. So yeah, it's a very, very concerning problem.
And you gotta understand, man, with the way that you out here talking, with the way that you out here acting, with the way that you out here thinking that you're just gonna talk crazy to a man, treat a man like he's dirt, a man is not gonna pursue that. There's no reason for him to. There's no reason for him to get up out of bed every morning, having a great day, might have had a great night with his friends, just to come up to you. You got an attitude. And the only way that attitude is going to leave is if you have more cowbell.
We live in this nonchalant, weak, watered down, hookup culture. You know, men don't want to be men no more society. You know, bring back a man that yearns is a man that earns. You know, I don't know what happened is, you know, I'm too cool, I'm too nonchalant to take a girl on a date. I'm too nonchalant. Okay, princess. Okay, princess. Like, you know, these men think it's player to be nonchalant, you know. That's not player. Oh, I'm gonna sit back. You know what's player? A player that goes and plans a date. A player is a man that goes and takes his girl on a date, picks her up, buys her flowers, open the car door for her, and takes on. A man that yearns is a man that earns. This too nonchalant. Like, women don't want nonchalant. Women don't want nonchalant. They want chalant. Start being chalant. That's a real player. You want to be a player? Be chalant, not nonchalant. You want to be nonchalant. You want to be nonchalant until she's chalant with another man. Now you boohoo crying. Yeah. Start being chalant.
If they can go a whole day without texting you, they're telling you how they feel about you.
And this is a great example of black and white thinking. Black and white thinking is often in a coping and defense mechanism. It's either good or bad because it allows us to stay in the good or bad. And this is a prime example. If someone doesn't text you for a day, they're automatically telling you how they feel about you without taking into consideration, one, maybe you don't know this person that well. Why would somebody text you every single day and create a false sense of intimacy and create a dopamine loop when you guys don't really know each other that well? And until you're at least exclusive or in some kind of commitment with this person, nobody owes that to you. Instead, let's look at their patterns of behavior, not just little moments. What this also is hypervigilance. You're scanning for safety. So they didn't text me, that equals this. We don't have any gray area. You don't have any space for nuance. What you're doing is you're actually writing off pretty amazing people that might not resonate in the same ways that you do with communication and texting. Just because someone has their phone in their hands 24/7 doesn't mean that you should automatically have access to that person. And if I listened to this kind of bullshit, I would never be with the current partner that I have. Maybe start to trust yourself. Stop listening to this clickbait on the internet that's going to keep you single for a lot longer than you need to be.
And honestly, you know, modern women be like, why am I not being asked out? It's because honestly, men are having, with a lot of these young ladies, men are having to ask. Men are having to beg for the bare minimum. I'm having to beg for softness. I'm having to beg for, you just showing some type of interest. I'm having to beg for you to say that you even like me. I'm having to beg for you to say thank you. While you expecting me to buy you all of these gifts and wine you and dine you and all that stuff.
My 2026 strict program list, I will not be explaining or elaborating any further. With that being said, here we go. If you got more than one kid, cut. If you got more than one baby dad, cut. If your baby dad is crazy, cut. You will not be getting me shot. You had a baby with that psychopath. Let him you. If you sell content, cut. I will not be with a woman whose booty hole is accessible for $4.99 a month. Cut. If you say stuff like, I don't date men who don't help me, cut. If your feet are ugly, cut. If you don't cook, cut. If you don't like physical affection, cut. If you don't believe in reciprocity, cut. If you ever say, I'm just a girl for like serious stuff, not cute stuff, cut. If you're a beggar, cut. Don't make everything due as soon as you meet me. You was paying the bills before me, paying while you're with me. Cut. If you listen to the Sprinkle Lady or Drew Alfuelo, cut. I'm a stand-up comedian, so if you don't think I'm funny at all, cut. If you never come to a show, cut. If you're abstinent or celibate, I respect your decision, but cut. If you don't give Gok 3000 or that huck to, cut. If you're a mean girl, a bully, or you're just angry all the time, cut. If you think being mean is sexy and somehow cute and I'm supposed to like that, cut. If you're the type of person that doesn't know how to accept being treated right, every time I try to do something nice for you, you make it seem like it's weird or wrong, cut. If you self-sabotage, cut. Bitch, you will not be starting arguments with me for no reason and creating problems that aren't there because you don't love yourself. Go heal. Cut. If you don't know how to apologize, cut. And if you act helpless as soon as you get around me, cut. You are still an adult. I know you're my baby. I know you're a princess, but you're not helpless. Don't act helpless. Cut.
Na 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 na. Plug the plumber, baby. Na 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 na. Plug the plumber, baby.
You know, modern women, a lot of them thrive on what's out there. I'm doing it for the plot. What's next? But, you know, unless there's a little bit more uncertainty, especially in dating, men don't really thrive off of that same thing. And so, you know, when you run into the same thing over and over again and it gets expensive, then for a lot of men, that curiosity stops. I'm not really curious anymore about it because I already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. So I'm not really curious anymore. I'm more so tired. I'm more so frustrated. I'm more so upset. I'm no longer excited at the potential to meet somebody because for, you know, going out with these modern women, it ends poorly. So I'm at that point in time, a lot of men just check out. They just go their separate ways. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. Don't worry about me.
Why do you think certain women actually can't appreciate that good man that they actually said that they wanted?
I think it's kind of hard to appreciate something you've never seen a true example of. A lot of women grow up in households to where a real man is not there. They watch their mama cycle through men who living off their mama, who they paying his car note, he's sleeping on her couch, things of that nature, and then they go out and date what's familiar. And sometimes what's familiar could be detrimental to you, but it's comfortable at the same time. Because this is all I know, right? So when I run into a man who's quote unquote good, he doing that I ain't never seen. He's showing me things that are uncomfortable for me. I'm used to toxicity. My mama had a toxic man. My auntie had a toxic man. My sister had a toxic man. My baby daddy was a toxic man. So again, if that's all I've ever seen, if I run into something that foreign, I'm going to be a little uncomfortable with that. So a lot of women, and unfortunately, a lot of women got to lose a great man to learn how to appreciate him. But as long as the lesson is learned.
There's only 14 that's been made. Trip.
So they are so self-conscious about everything they do and say with the opposite, that they're no longer approaching girls. They're not asking girls out. And I don't know. I guess they're just hiding in their rooms on their PS5s, becoming incels. So don't worry about the digital. Go analog. Look her in the eye. Ask her out. If she says no, that's okay. It wasn't meant to be. And my dad always said, you're never going to dance with the prom queen unless you tap her on the shoulder. So go tap someone's shoulder and then tap that.
We don't really give pretty women a pass like we used to. We're looking for pretty energy. Like men are willing to forego the pretty face if the energy is right. And we don't want a 8, 9, 10 in the face, but a 2 or 3 in the energy. we're no longer impressed with what you didn't do yourself. I mean, you hit the DNA lottery, but it doesn't have value when there's nothing behind it. There's no character. Pretty gets you in the door. It doesn't keep you in the house.
You know, modern women continue to ask, well, why is it that men are opting out of dating? Well, you know, you try being drained of your money, your energy, your resources. Something always got to be expensive. You always got to take them to an expensive place. You try doing that type of stuff for multiple women and see if you like dating. You try paying $150 fee every single time you go out and see how old it's going to get fast. Even if a man has a date, one date a month, that's $150 bill. That's $150 bill. When the new game comes out, with $150, I could have bought that game and some of the DLC. I could have gone out with the boys, taken myself out. I could have put that money back towards a trip. I could have put that money in my investment account. There's so many things I could have done with that money besides spending on somebody that I know don't like me. That's how a lot of men are thinking now. It's not that you're a bad person. It's just that in a lot of these situations, I'm burning through my money and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The male loneliness epidemic is interesting to me because women have had the right to choose for, I'd say, a few decades, right? It's not something new, but I think that what's new is that cheating and just being a poor partner in general isn't normalized. Because if you look at all the romantic movies from the 2010s, 2000s, 90s, there's always some type of cheating involved. Derek and Meredith, he loved her with all his heart. He built her a house, he cheated on her. Or another example is 2011, The Revenge of the Bridesmaids. This movie where this girl, her boyfriend cheats on her with her childhood friend who was like rich and entitled. And the whole movie, the friend is painted as the villain, while the boyfriend who cheated on her is like, he's like this guilty, like, I'm sorry, whatever. And at the end, they get back together. And I don't remember her being like mad at him at the end, like at all, because cheating was just like a thing that happened, like that you accept, like, oh, he didn't mean it, it was a mistake, whatever. But I think especially in 2020, in quarantine, 2020 onwards, we were all talking to each other, sharing our stories and reading them in comment sections. And then over time, it was like, no, that's actually not normal. I think he just hates you, or it wasn't a mistake. He just knows you'll stay. And I think that was the straw on the camel's back. Because although women have had the right to choose, the one thing that was keeping the relationships together is how normalized that type of behavior was. But now that we all understand that that's not normal, that's weird, he just hates you and knows you're weak, whatever, women are like, well, then I'll just be alone. And I think about that sometimes.
I have to be honest, one thing I love about men, one thing I can always say and preach and just be like, I have to just clap for them. They are so selfish. They will always put themselves first. They will always do what's in their best interest. I don't like how us as women can't do that. Or honestly, I don't even blame us because society has forced that nurturing, caretaking, suck it up, submissive, shut the up and take it role. So you never think about yourself because you're programmed to think that way. Until you deprogram that and also realize that at the end of the day, he would have not given you that same grace. I promise you, life will get better. Like, I think about the fact that, oh, you're not giving him enough attention. He's already on to the next. He's dipping on you. He's thinking, I'm gonna cheat that day because she was just ignoring me. Like, immediately all he's thinking about is him. She's not doing this for me. All right, I'm gonna find somewhere else. She's not gonna do this for me. I'm gonna find somewhere else. Like, they are so about what's gonna be in their best interest. What's like about themselves. You over here thinking like, what can I do to make him happy? Da-da-da. Like, baby, I promise you, he's not even giving you that same respect, that same standard. Like, and it's not even just about relationships too. Like, they really are all about what's gonna be for them. You can be a pawn in their game, and they gonna get what they need. And if it's not gonna be you, jump to the next. Like, I have to applaud them. That's smart. And if we all move that way, there would be less heartbreaks and a lot more money gained. I'm just saying.
I just realized women really don't need men, like, at all. Life would be so much better if men didn't exist. The only reason we really need them is to have babies, right? Well, and I guess we also need them to do all those hard jobs we don't want to do, like oil rigging, plumbing, building all our roads and infrastructure, like all those jobs, we don't want to do that. But really, we don't need them. And I guess it is nice to have a husband, like a soulmate, someone that really loves us. It's nice to have someone to spoil you, pay for everything, buy us flowers, someone that really loves us and like supports us emotionally, physically, validates us, protects us, supports us financially. But that's about it. Honestly, we really don't need men, do we?
I am Alien. I'm 26. I'm single.
How long have you been single?
Basically all my life.
Weren't you in love with a tree?
Yeah, I'm still in love with him. I still go see him. Yeah.
I guess trees do have a sex, right? Do you check? How do you check the sex of a tree?
I believe that majority of trees that are just planted around are male.
How many relationships with trees have you had?
Well, it just depends on what type of relationship we're talking about. Like I have
relationship.
I don't have relationships, but I have like one that I call my babe.
Has a tree ever cheated on you?
I mean, probably.
Switch quick.
More than likely.
If you're in the middle of a custody battle, this is the one single mistake that you are making. And it's not putting your children first, it's not disobeying your court order, and it's not stopping child maintenance payments. The single biggest mistake you are making is using social media carelessly. And what I mean by that is posting things about your court case on social media, thinking that nobody is reading it. So you're bad-mouthing the mother, you're divulging things that are coming up, you're talking about Kafkas, you're complaining that you're not seeing your children while the custody battle's going on. Any of those things you're putting up on social media, the court will be looking at all your social medias, your Facebooks, your TikToks, your Instagrams. They will be looking, your Twitter. They will be looking to see what you are posting. So if you are posting things that are going to go against you in court, even if it's just moaning, even if it's just venting, believe me, you need to stop right now. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with male friends of mine, dads, who have done this, and they have been punished for it in court. The court has not gone their way. They might not have come out and said that this is why, but I am telling you that it's contributed to the reason why they didn't get the result that they wanted. If you're a dad fighting for custody, if you're a dad struggling with getting access to your children, follow me for more because I talk about this a lot. And everybody have a great day. We had thunderstorms in Watford last night, so I did not get a lot of sleep, and it's still muggy. And something is biting me. I don't know what, because I don't normally get bitten, but something is biting me.
Proud gold digger, and as someone who has dated anywhere from millionaires to 2 different billionaires, and no, I'm not name dropping. One thing I have noticed is that it is essential for a woman to have her own money. And I mean, I love getting spoiled. Like, I have been spoiled from day one. I am still spoiled to this day. I spoil myself immensely. So, you know, I just like certain type of princess treatment in a relationship. But it is very risky to put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to a man, especially if you're relying on him financially. If you have no income besides his income, you are putting your life at risk, girl. So I always tell women, if you want to be a stay-at-home wife, that is totally fine. That is super cool. I know that I definitely plan on being a trophy wife myself and having a sweet life. I also plan on having businesses, investments, income streams from multiple sources, and that way I don't have to rely on my husband's income, because you need to be able to leave when it's a fan. It oftentimes does hit the fan. Things are unpredictable in relationships. You never know who you can trust, you never know who you can rely on, so always make sure you have a rainy day fund or a stash or a business or some savings so that you can leave when the time is right. Men are protectors and providers. Yes, this is what we've been, taught our whole lives. However, if a man is dangling money over you, that's not a provider. If a man is using money to manipulate you or to force you in the bedroom, that is not a protector. At the end of the day, men understand that money is power. And that's why as women, we always need to have our own money as well. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. I'm your queen of consent, Amber Johnson. Make sure you like, save, and share this post and follow me for more content on consent.
Dating app companies will now try to spin that story into people are getting tired of dating. But I don't think that's what it is. I think people are tired of dating apps. I think you'll be shocked to hear, people used to meet people and date without dating apps. You met people through mutual friends. You met people at social events like church or, a bar or a restaurant, or you just bumped into people. We also had a time where we weren't quite as focused on our phones, and people made polite chit chat with each other because we weren't staring at a device in our hands or playing a game or looking, scrolling at things. We would sometimes engage with people around us and chat with them. So I think what we're actually seeing is people wanting to make real and more meaningful connections that give them a clearer sense early on in the process if this person is being genuine and if this person actually wants to have a connection with them or not.
At this point in your life, whatever age you are as a man, if you managed to not get married, you're winning. Marriage is a scam. And I believe marriage is for weak and poor people, basically, because if you're strong and if you can think logically, marriage is not a good deal. And sometimes we make mistakes and we get married anyways because we don't know better. But as long as you don't remarry and you learn your lesson, you're good. So don't make a mistake and get married. It's not worth it.
If a man is telling you he's not ready for a relationship, yet he wants to hang out with you all the time, he wants your body, he wants to be all in your face and all in your space, he wants your time and your energy, sweetie, he is using you. And as a woman, if you are willing to give all of yourself to a man who is not willing to take you serious and commit to you and truly value you as the woman that you know that you are, baby, you gotta love yourself more. The scary part is as long as you allow this man to have his way with you, girl, you will wake up, it'll be 5 years down the road, and you still in this same little situationship with this man. He's still telling you he ain't ready for a relationship. But it's like, at that point, why would he even want a relationship? He's already reaping all the benefits of a relationship without the commitment, without the ring. Do not let these men use you. Be smart. Value yourself more. Somebody is out there pissed that every time they go to your page, they don't see no signs of weakness, failure, sadness.
I think that if we want people to strive to get married again one day, we have to model healthy and long-lasting relationships in front of them. I have 3 beautiful daughters, 13, 4, and 1. And every day, me and my wife, we show them an example of a strong and healthy relationship so that one day they want that. We're not going to tell them that they need to get married. They're going to want it because they see what it has done for me and my wife. We're inundated on social media, on TV, about how terrible marriage is, how monogamy doesn't work, how monogamy or marriage is broken. But there's a lot of broken people trying to make marriage work. And until we fix ourselves and really start to show the example to our younger generation, we won't be able to fix marriage.
Yeah.
To kind of piggyback on what Devin's saying. I remember in my 20s, I would ask a whole bunch of women, what are you looking for? Just tell me, because out of a good faith desire to just give a woman what she wanted. I thought that if I did that, it would increase my chances of getting into a fulfilling relationship with one. That's what I wanted. And I would get those. I like loyal men. I like kind men. I like to feel safe. And I was thinking, well, Jesus, I'm those things. Like, why am I having such a problem? And I realized the part that women always leave out is they do want those qualities, but they want those qualities from men that they're already attracted to. It's like if they're not attracted to a man, him being kind and gentle and committed and loyal is not going to transform her indifference into desire. The attraction always has to come first. So whatever factors go into determining female attraction, they don't have to do with what she says with her mouth, because on some level she's already decided, I'm attracted to that guy. I sure hope that he's kind and loyal, etc. But the attraction comes first. And so that's why, and this is the part that women always leave out, which can kind of mislead men, because it can make men think, well, I'll just be romantic, I'll be kind, I'll be patient, I'll help her. And they don't understand that these kinds of nice guy tendencies don't work to transform indifference into desire.
Deadass look at you dead in your face and say, I'm not going to do this unless I have a ring on my finger. How the f- do you expect to get the ring on your finger if you're not doing what you need to do to get the ring on your finger? You're just gonna, as soon as you get the ring, you're just gonna switch. You're just gonna flip a switch. That is not how this works. You have to be actively acting as a wife to then get the ring. You can't just do what you want, get a ring, and then act like a wife. That's not how this works.
When y'all say y'all don't date 9-to-5ers, I be quiet. My mic is on mute. Blue collar me every time. Yeah, I need him to need a manicure and a massage every time he comes home from work. It needs to be to the point where, take them shoes off at the door. Before you even come into the, like, the work shoes sit outside of the door. Take them clothes off as soon as you hit the door. They may even need to hit the washer every night. You got fucking paint all over you. You got sawdust and stuff. I'm on mute. Every time y'all say y'all don't date 9-to-5ers, I don't got nothing to say.
It is still quite a prevalent idea that women in their 30s who are dating are desperate. Like, just after writing the article, I saw the proof, because the top comments on social media were, yeah, but you are hitting your biological clock, and like, yeah, but it is desperate and you are the leftovers. I don't know, I do just notice that even among like very like well-meaning people I know, if I say I'm going on loads of dates, people like just automatically assume that the men I'm meeting are these non-committal players, and I'm kind of desperately trying to tie down one of them. And I just don't think they would do that if I was a man. I think they'd be like, yeah, fair enough, mate. You gotta play the field. You gotta see what's out there. You gotta be decisive, and you know what you want, and you know, don't settle until you find it.
Would you settle down with a nice guy or a bad boy?
I would like a mix of both, because I would eat him up and swallow him and spit him out if he was too nice.
Why do girls like bad boys?
Because we think we can fix them.
Literally.
I like a good project, a little DIY.
A little DIY action?
Yeah.
Because they break their hearts and girls like the adrenaline rush.
It's because they have that rebel side that like we kind of crave when we're not ready to settle down.
So you like bad boys when you're not ready to settle down?
Yeah, right. I agree.
I don't like bad boys. They're fuck boys and fuck bad boys.
So why don't you like nice guys?
You can kind of take advantage of them a little bit, you know what I mean? And I don't like doing that.
Because they're too easy.
What do you mean they're too easy?
They're too easy to get emotionally, you know?
If someone just does whatever I say, or if they like immediately apologize, like they don't fight with me. It's like they're pussy whip. Oh, whatever.
This is getting serious.
I don't like that shit. Put up a fight with me. Show me that you have a sense of self, that you like, you know, are gonna stand for what you believe in. Then I'll respect you.
So you want someone who's like strong, dominant, takes charge, situation. You really want a guy who's like.
Who'll be like, sit down. I'll be like, all right.
Looking for daddy?
Correct.
Still waiting. You never came home with the milk.
So I'm just coming out of a date, and he's never gonna see me again. But he asked me a question that kind of made me go. He jokingly was like, "Oh, so who are these other guys that I'm in competition with?" And I had to be like, "Other guys? No, you're in competition with me. You're competing against me because, listen, I'm great. I'm fun. I know how to do everything for myself. But what is going to make you special enough for me to want to share my life with?" I think this man was like aghast, because he was just like, I was being serious. You guys have to remember, you're great. And I think the longer I'm single, which I think is like coming on it's coming up 3 years now. There's something else that like I love more than myself. I'm very sure of who I am as a person. Men are scared of independent women. Like, y'all should be. Like, if you are not coming in prepared and sure of yourself, then you're not.
Women have a lot of responsibility. They are indeed the gatekeepers of sex, but then it comes down to also ultimately the man, because she would have absolutely no power if men just said no.
Okay, but in order for you to be a leader, you need to have people that are prepared to follow. And the fact of the matter is, you can be a fantastic leader, but because you have feminist propaganda, it is impossible for men to lead. Women demanded equality.
I agree.
You got it. You can't lead someone who wants to mutiny and who is not prepared to follow. Here's the thing, a lot of women want leadership, and they're honestly biologically and evolutionarily attracted to leadership traits in men. Decisive, dominant, masculine, leader, However, these same women do not want to follow. Your point was it's men's fault. Like when it comes to hookup culture, it's men to blame. But if I were to tell you that more women engage in hookup culture than do men, what would you say to that?
I would say that the women wouldn't be able to if the man said no in the beginning.
Well, my position is it's not like an equal distribution of people engaging in hookup culture. There's a higher proportion of women who are engaging in hookup culture than there are men, because women are more capable of engaging in hookup culture.
The prettier the fans, the uglier the divorce. Argentina, she tells everyone you're the villain, including your mother. Germany, file before you notice, custody schedule already printed out. Mexico, her family moves in, your kids stop calling. Netherlands, mediated by lunch, bikes home for dinner. South Africa, she takes the kids to London, you'll never catch up. England, she'll cry in court, the judge believes her. Brazil, burns the house down, posts the video. United States, lawyer Monday, kids hate you by Christmas. Portugal, pretty country, ugly divorce. Which one's yours?
Feminism as a dismantling of patriarchy is not possible because you're appealing to the very thing you're trying to dismantle, always to dismantle it.
But it's also interesting because when I think about political movements throughout history in this country that have been super effective, they've done so through social organization, protests, political pressure, cultural influence, things that have nothing to do with force. Because like those are appealing to the government, the people in power.
And what does the government use?
The government has access to force, but these movements have still been successful.
Because men have allowed them to be. But in places where men don't allow them to be, they're not. Can I give you the entirety of the Middle East and Asia? What happens to your little political movements there?
Well, I'm talking about what
happens
in this country.
To your little political movements in Afghanistan? Right. To your little political movements with the holding of the little sign saying, I don't want to wear this really hot burqa in the 100-degree sun, and they come out and cut their head off? How do they do over there? They don't do so good. How come? It's because men allow you to keep those signs up. Men allow you to protest. Men are the ones who give the allowance for you to do anything on planet Earth. And my proof is half of planet Earth where men said, no, f that. And you know what women can do about it? Nothing. They can't do anything about it.
It's a double standard.
Wait, how's it a double standard?
Like women sometimes don't mind if a guy has had multiple partners.
Yeah.
But then when you ask the man the same question, they want their woman to like be virgins or have very few partners.
Well, how would that be a double standard though?
But before we even ask that, I just have to ask you a very quick question, Christine. Do you think that there are women who wear heels who are sexy?
Not all women that wear heels look sexy.
No, not all, of course. But you don't object to women wearing heels, right?
Correct.
Would you object to a man wearing heels?
If I'm dating him, yes.
Now, what kind of double standard is that?
I want my man to be masculine. That's my personal preference. So
right,
heels
it's
is
a
out
preference. So then it's not a double standard when it comes down to preference, right?
Well, I guess so then.
And, you know, you have a lot of these men out here that are just regular guys. They're quiet, they're disciplined. And a lot of times, because they don't yap about and holler and scream, that's why they get overlooked. Because modern women, they're looking for what they would call an alpha, a double alpha. I'm looking for a lion. Roar and make me hear you. Let me hear you. And so Chad and Tyrone are out there roaring. Just roar, roar, roar. As a matter of fact, Chad and Tyrone, well, sometimes they do, to be fair. But their roar is not even all that. At all. But they go ahead and stand behind a lion that actually know how to do it. And, you know, while they stand in front of a lion that actually knows how to roar. And then when the women look over, is that him? That must be him. And they think, oh, that's Chad roaring like that. He's got something. And they go over there messing with him. When really, actually, honestly and truly, it was the good man. It was a stable man. It was a regular guy that had his stuff together that was roaring like that. But modern women can't distinguish. They can't tell the difference because Chad and Tyrone look good. And that's really all they're looking at. Modern women don't like to tell you, but they're just as lustful as men are. They're filled with lust the same way that men are.